The early atmosphere, the first atmosphere that was on our planet. How was it formed? Was it like today all the time? Or it was different? How scientists know what's happened with our atmosphere? Let's talk about that. The deeper in past we looked in our history of the Earth, the more questions we have and the less information we can find on our planet's surface to give us evidence of what happened in the past. A lot of modeling, estimations, and searching for the oldest rock on our planet help scientists to understand what was the condition first half of the billion or even first billion years of our planet history. In the previous video, we talked about how Earth was formed, the most recent and acceptable suggestion by the scientists. We talked about the first millions of years of the Earth, when it just started form, before differentiation started happening. The Earth was more or less uniform mass of rock. Before the temperature started rising intensively from this reaction within the middle of this mass formation, and we start having differentiation. You can imagine that all these atoms start colliding so fast, the temperature and the pressure increasing within the middle of this rock mass, and we start having differentiation and layering of the heavier materials, such as iron and metals sunken down towards the center of this mass ball, and the lighter materials, oxygen, hydrogen, or silicate, start moving up towards the surface. This formation of the Earth's layering we called differentiation. So the heavy metals, such as nickel and so on, sunk towards the center of the planet, forming the core, and as a result, magnetic field, and the remaining less dense materials that form a deep rocky mantle. We couldn't talk about any atmosphere at the time yet. There was a lot of heat, there was no water yet, and the massive rock was just full of exposure, degazing. It was quite chaotic. We know during the first half billion of the years, planet was exposed to heavy bombarding from the space, so our solar system was just forming. There was a lot of bits which didn't find its orbits yet, was floating around, some remnants of other bodies which didn't form into the planet. They were all moving towards bigger mass attraction points, and one of them was of course our Earth, and that's how scientists suggest the moon was formed, with something bigger crashed into our Earth. From the collision, the big piece come out from our planet and form the moon. The moon also shows the remnants of those first bombarding during about 4.1 to 3.8 billion years ago times, when on our planet and on the moon, millions of huge asteroids and meteorites fall down. The field with basaltic lavas seas on the moon, which are dark spots on the moon, they fill in the depressions formed from these huge craters. Scientists in 20th century dated some of them, and we know that about 3.9 billion years ago there was a peak of asteroid bombarding on the moon, and as a result on our Earth as well. A lot of gas formed at that time, but it's hard to talk about any atmosphere yet on our planet. Then when time became quieter, become less asteroids and meteorites falling down on the surfaces both of moon and Earth, that's when we start having the first attempts to forming the atmosphere on our Earth. At that time, the tectonic was just establishing. There were still remnants of the differentiation, so material was still moving from the core up towards the surface and back, and we have a lot of volcanic activity happening on the surface of the Earth. If you can imagine, volcanic activity will cause a lot of gases coming out. And because we just had a magnetic field just forming, some gases were too light and they were losing by our atmosphere into the space. But some gases stay, and they stay as well, differentiated and layering around our Earth. And just like today, we have just the 8 kilometers of the atmosphere around our Earth, very small in comparison with big radius of our planet. Back in the day, the first atmosphere was forming the same. The lower layers of atmosphere was more dense, and less dense higher layers. That's how the first atmosphere started forming. However, was the composition of that atmosphere is like we have today, and what affects the composition of the atmosphere? You'd be surprised, but the living organisms on our planet play a dramatic role in the composition of atmosphere. Scientists already concluded that through the history of our planet and history of the life development on our planet, the atmosphere was changing. But you would say, to have life possible on our Earth, we need to have first the atmosphere, not vice versa. But let's just have a look on the history, on the main points of the first billions of years on our planet, and understand how the atmosphere became like we have right now, and it's affected in the life which we have right now on our planet. Just to compare, the present-day atmosphere consists primarily of nitrogen, 78% by volume, oxygen, 21%, argon, 0.93%, carbon dioxide, 0.39%, and numerous other gases. A very important part of constitution of our atmosphere is the water vapor, about 1%. It seems like it's not enough, but you understand that the water in the atmosphere is one of the vital components of the water cycle on the surface of our Earth, and there is a result of the life on our planet. The first atmosphere, after we have the layering on our planet finished, was lacking the oxygen dramatically. It was absolutely different condition that time on our Earth. Intense volcanic activity at the time, we call it outgassing, generated huge volumes of gases, especially nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, along with ammonia, methane, and others. That time, water vapor condensed and precipitated to form surface water. And under the gravity, it's accumulated in depressions, forming the first water bodies. And that's when the history of atmosphere probably started. The first time when we see the oxygen increase in the atmosphere, about 2.7 billion years ago, almost the half of the history of our planet. That time there was a lot of shallow, warm, tropical waters, which were the home for little organisms which live in there. They're very primitive life forms. We call them Cyanobacteria. And they were the one who were responsible for producing a lot of oxygen and releasing it as a byproduct into the atmosphere, and as a result enriching our atmosphere till the point when the life became possible on our planet. Scientists finding evidence of cyanobacteria around the world, specifically in Australia, the very famous fossils, which we called Stromatolites. They look like layers of microbial cyanobacteria fossils with some sediments, and they're famous to be the first fossils of the life forms on our planet. How the first cyanobacteria become possible on our planet if there was no oxygen? What type of atmosphere was before that? This is the big question, and it's hard to understand what's happened back in the day. We don't have any crust preserved on the planet, which is old as more than 3 billion years ago. So we have very, very sparse evidence of what happened back in that times. In the old cratons of the preserved remnants of old continents, again in the Western Australia, scientists recently found the very special formation. We call them banded iron formation. It's a very colorful red color formations, which again look like iron-rich layers interbedded with silica materials, such as chert or even shale. They were formed on the bottom of the ocean during very early times, Precambrian times. Scientists dated from 3.7 billion to 2.4 billion years, which meaning those iron-rich formations are responsible for bringing the first oxygen into our atmosphere. That time, majority of oxygen was formed in the subsurface layers of the world ocean by photosynthesizes microbes. But unfortunately, they couldn't produce as much oxygen, so there was enough for oxygen to go into atmosphere and enrich it more than it was by that time, which scientists suggested maybe it was like just under 1% that time. So majority of this oxygen were entrained into the oxidation of the iron, which was rich the time on our planet, and it was straight away deposited into the beds of this sea or the ocean. So we can see the irony. From the formation of the Earth, there was still a lot of iron in the ocean and abundant on the surface. That formation of the first oxygen was stopped by this abundance of the iron, because the iron became oxidized straight away, and it's chemically trapped this oxygen into the deposits again back to the bottom of the sea or the ocean. Therefore, we kind of have a locked cycle. We're producing the oxygen and then we're removing it straight away. So that was the first atmosphere like that. Very poor in oxygen, and majority of oxidation happening in the sea. There was an abundance of the iron, and the atmosphere was pretty toxic. So if we will get back in time and trying to breathe, probably will be very hard for us. Let's explore why we have the great oxidation event happening about 2.4 billion years ago, and how the life on our planet changed from that condition to new condition, to having a lot of cyanobacteria producing a lot of oxygen. But there will be the birth of new atmosphere, closer atmosphere to one we have right now. Therefore, the very first atmosphere was evolving differently. And we can say it was governed by all these processes, which were still remnants of the very violent formation of our Earth, degazing, plate tectonic formation, impact from falling down material from the space, and the first ocean formation. After that, after a billion or so years, when it's all slowed down, then the life on our planet start controlling the atmosphere composition.